This is the only thing that if you do this, you will find yourself easily attracting things into your life. It is the foundation of what makes you someone that easily attracts what you desire and then some. It is your mental and emotional wellness. And here's the thing, there's not a certain point that you need to reach for this to start happening for you. Is just starting the process of your mental and emotional wellness, that it will not take long for you to become a magnet for your desires. I'm going to show to you why this is so using neuroscience and ancestral spirituality, but I'm also going to teach you practical, easy ways that today you can start being on the frequency of someone who easily attracts their desires. My name is Giselle Beaumais, and welcome to the Alchemy of Success. I blend neuroscience and ancestral spirituality to give you the tools that you need to create success in your life in whatever way that looks like. Here's why anytime that you start your mental and emotional wellness process, you become a magnet to your desires and manifestation. Neuroscience has shown this to be true. Your brain processes thoughts and emotions that shape your reality. You have this powerful part of your brain called the reticular activating system, and it filters your experiences based on where you put your mental energy. When you start that process of your mental and emotional wellness, you activate it. So your repeated thoughts and your emotions, which will shift as you begin this process, rewire your brain to establish patterns that will support your manifestation. It will strengthen your ability to manifest your desires. You become a magnet to it by shifting your thoughts and your emotions through the process of mental and emotional wellness. It starts to happen on its own. And this is the kind of work that we dive deep into in the Shifting Realities Mastermind. There's a whole blueprint that you're given on how to do this, and a community that supports you, holds space for you, encourages you. I'll put the links in the show notes so that you can sign up. But also works the other way around. If you are not doing your mental and emotional wellness practices on a regular, consistent basis, and you're falling back into stress, into anxiety, into fear, into your blocks, then that also creates a pattern in your brain that makes that your reality. Obviously, the goal is that we rewire our brain towards becoming magnets to what we desire. I will tell you that my own personal journey as someone who experienced darkness for so much of my life, who dealt with anxiety, who dealt with stress, who dealt with overcoming traumas and past wounds, had all kinds of fear. It was a transformation when I started to combine these neuroscience techniques with ancestral spiritual practices. And things just started to happen on their own. It went from feeling really hard for me to manifest and achieve my desires to becoming a magnet for the things that I desire. And life is the journey. Life is the process. So even as I level up and there are new challenges for me, I know and I have the tools to be able to level up my mental and emotional wellness, because I know that when I do that, it will become so much easier for me to level up. Coming back into awareness of who I really am, which is spirit, which is part of the greater consciousness, just like you. Now, when you integrate the ancestral spiritual practices, you're connecting your mind, body, and your spirit. That connection is essential for your ability to manifest. So while neuroscience has us changing our thoughts and our emotions and creating new patterns of thinking, which then align our brain to our manifestations and makes it possible, ancestral spirituality gives us the tools to be able to do that. It's incorporating modalities such as breath work, energy work, and meditation, and rituals, as you do them, naturally improve your mental and emotional wellness. Bring all those into harmony. You're also shifting your subconscious mind, because as we know, most of your actions, most of how you're living life is based on what is in your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is shifted to increase your mental and emotional wellness through repetition, consistency, and emotion. You don't have to be good at any of these practices. In fact, if you're just starting out with some of these, you're not going to feel that good. You're not going to feel like you're the expert in all of these. That's okay. Always remember, everyone has their day one. I remember when I first started to meditate, it was so hard for me to do it. I mean, I would put a timer for like 1, 2, 3 minutes, and it felt like half an hour. It was not easy for my brain at that time, because my brain needed healing from the trauma that I had experienced in my life. But over time, consistency, repetition, and emotion, I started to feel the difference. I was able to meditate for longer. Then I added things like breath work. I definitely worked with hypnotherapy, self-hypnosis. I started to change my belief system. When that happened, my brain was activated and it started to change my perception. When that happened, I became a magnet for the things that I desired. I still do that process because I'm leveling up every single time. We do that process in the Shifting Realities Mastermind. Really beneficial to get all of these tools in detail and then do it alongside other people. We do monthly challenges so that you're doing this on a consistent, repetitive basis and attaching the emotion that you desire. The most important thing that I want you to take from this is that instead of focusing on specific manifestation techniques, instead of writing something down 9 times and hope that you get that one thing that you want to manifest, expand. Simply start the process of working on your mental and emotional wellness. Be consistent with it, be repetitive with it, and attach that emotion that you desire to have. That's it. That is the fastest way that you will manifest. Not just what you desire and better, always remember and be open to better, but so much more, because you start to raise your vibration. We're all vibrational beings. You start to raise your vibration. When you raise your vibration, you enter new frequencies. When you enter that frequency, you're literally entering a new reality. And all of a sudden, these pathways start to open for you. I see it all the time in my community and with the people that I work with. New paths start to open, new opportunities start to come your way. All of a sudden, you're like, oh my God, look at what I just manifested. It just becomes an easier in flow, in alignment process. And because you're working on your mental and emotional wellness, you're less likely to be impatient, you're frustrated, which are things that lower your vibration again. Don't ever think that this is about perfection. You will have those days that are not so great. You're just having a lower energy, lower vibrational day. Maybe 1 day, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days, maybe a whole week. That's okay. You give yourself what you need. You give yourself kindness, self-compassion. You start to shift again into higher vibrations, and you are still on that path. This is not about perfection. Really, really important for you to realize that. Otherwise, you're going to feel defeated when you have lower days. One of the members of the mastermind was manifesting this amazing opportunity. And so they were putting in the work and using the tools that we cover in the mastermind. They had a few days of just lower vibrational days where they just kind of nurtured themselves, took care of themselves, did the things that their body and their mind and their spirit needed. Literally, after a few days, they got notice of that very thing that they were manifesting. It's about consistency, repetition, and your emotion. It's just about being in flow with your mental and emotional wellness. I'm going to link below 3 practices that you can begin. breathwork, meditation, and releasing resistance. This gets you started on the mental and emotional wellness process, which makes you a magnet for faster manifestations, because you are majestic and you are so much more powerful than you realize.